first, I think you just got to show bodies. A lot of times he just surveys court and see guys go back out to shooters, and he picks and chooses times. And he's so good at attacking the rim. He's so long that, once you come over late, it's too late. So I think for us, it's just showing bodies initially. They get those burst outs off of offensive rebounds or off of turnovers, and they take off. I mean, they're like wolves on a break. So a lot of the time, we're going to have to just send guys back instead of offensive rebound.
You got to jam the ball, maybe, like whoever's pulled the ball off the rim, like attack him.
I think it's just getting back. I think it's getting back and showing bodies. When you jab at the ball in the backcourt, that gives. If you don't stop it, most times they just throw it ahead and chase it down. They run so hard on the break that you just need to get back. Ball goes up as it's in the air, especially shooting from the corners. The guys on that weak side got to get back, show bodies.
It seems pretty fundamental, PJ. Is that something you guys can correct easily?
It is. It's really fundamental. With each team, each series is different challenges, and this challenge for this night is to get back on defense. I think when we set our half-court defense, we're pretty good. If you watch the game, a lot of it was off turnovers, off long rebounds, off jabbing in the backcourt at the ball, and they getting out and throwing the ball ahead and just pushing. And I think for us, it's the main thing for us is to get back on defense.
It's also easier, I presume, if you score and they're taking the ball out of the net rather than going in transition. The shots you were getting, were they not? They looked all contested and all crowded. How can you open up space for your offense?
I think it was a mixture. We got some open shots, a lot of shots that we normally make that just weren't going in, and we can live with that because we know we'll make shots. For us, it's more about the defense. We only scored 75 points in three quarters, but they did as well. So it wasn't just about the offense. It was more about the defense for us. Even though we had spurts where half-court defense was good, I think more than not, it's us getting back, showing bodies on Giannis, and then getting back out to shooters.
One play, he had a few different dunks, but one, I think Mari had him. He took one hard dribble, and you and Serge kind of came over to help, and he still got up and dunked it.
Right. It's the timing. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like where you just come over and you can double because he's good enough to make a pass for the layup for somebody else. It's being able to see when he sees an angle and sending the big over and come over, step outside the lane and making him make a pass, the harder pass. It's 2 or 3 spots over in the corner on that weak side wing. We shutting the paint down. We got to shut the paint down. The paint is number one. The paint is gold in this series.
But with him, it's a little different, right? Because it's like he's taking half a step and he's ready to put it in your basket.
Right, so it's protecting the paint even more. It's gonna sound repetitive. It's the same thing. He's gonna try to get to the paint. We're trying to give him the shot. He's not gonna take it. He's gonna keep trying to get to the paint. So for us, it's defending the paint.
Well, what makes Giannis different? That you're in a league defender. What makes him different than some of the other guys you?
I think he can exploit angles better than any player probably in the league right now. He's almost like a Russell Westbrook where Russ can blow up and really get to the paint fast. Well, he's like one step away from being able to dunk the ball almost anywhere on the court. So you gotta cut angles and play them straight up. And they're good at. Dellavedova is one of the best screeners in the NBA, and he screens for the angle, and that's all he needs is one angle, and he can get to the rim really fast. And not a lot of people that can get to the rim as fast and as easy as he can.
Your journey to the NBA and to your first NBA postseason has been kind of not typical, obviously, with spending some time overseas and then playing here before getting in a few years. Just reflect a little bit on how that, I guess, has you feeling now about the player you've become and the opportunity that's ahead of you.
I honestly haven't even thought about that. It hadn't even crossed my mind. I've just been so focused on Raptors and trying to figure out Milwaukee and what we need to do to win this series. I guess quickly thinking about it, I guess it's kind of like storybook. I went through a lot to get to where I'm at and to be in a situation, to be in a great situation here in Toronto and being able to win and feel like we have something special that we can make work. I think it's just kind of a storybook tale. Everybody talks about it. Starting out here, getting cut, coming back, and having an effect on the team now. It's pretty cool, I guess. But
does it give you a deeper appreciation, though, for the fact that you left here? Could you have imagined it when you left here that you'd be
No, I couldn't. Nah. I guess at that time, no, that was the last thing on my mind. But I guess right now it's the last thing on my mind too, because we're down 1-0 against Milwaukee and we shouldn't be. So for me, it's not even thinking about any of that more than anything right now. It's about locking in and winning the series and doing everything we got to do to win.
Another guy who had an impact in the third quarter yesterday was Maker. He had a couple blocks,
Yeah.
tip to get a fast break dunk for Giannis. What does he present? What kind of problems does he present with his length and sort of spacing abilities?
He's shown the ability to block shots, that's for sure. He covered the rim pretty well last night in the second half. He runs the floor really well, and he's really good in that scheme. I think he spaced the floor. We've seen him make shots a few nights, so he's been pretty versatile for them, and he's won over that spot with them. So you gotta respect him, and he's somebody we definitely have to take out.
You sure didn't play like a rookie who was a high school kid a year ago.
I mean, JCK has all their young guys not playing like rookies. Brogdon, him, they all come in and they play like they played in the playoffs for years. So it's amazing how hard he's gotten those guys playing.
PJ, this team's always had a history of starting slow. What are you seeing inside? Like this is your first time with them. Is that almost in everyone's head?
I think the gift and the curse is all our comebacks. I think we've come back more than any team in the NBA. I think we get down and we're still really relaxed and, thinking we just gonna turn it on every single time. And we do a lot, but in this league it's hard to do that. And I imagine the playoffs is even harder. So I think just our focus and intensity, every play of every minute of every game that we play in these series, we're gonna have to give because Milwaukee's not taking plays off. They're playing hard every single possession. They're pushing it. They're being physical. They're setting screens. They're doing all the little stuff. So I think for us, we're gonna have to dig our heads in the dirt and get dirty.
PJ, guys have said that a lot over the course of this season, let alone the last couple of seasons. Everybody acknowledges or knows it's been an issue. Why do you think it continues to happen?
Oh man, I don't know, man. It's a million. If you can answer that, you probably get a job if you can answer that.
I'm for hire.
For sure. I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's one of those things. You talk about it, but when you get out and you're actually in the situation, so many different things flying through. You're going through so much. All the intensity of the game. And it's kind of weird that everybody today is like, oh, yeah, we always lose the first game. It's like, no. We don't. You always want to lose the first game. It's not cool. We don't. It's not something we plan out we want to do. We actually lost the game. They outplayed us. So what's the answer? I don't know. But we have to figure it out these next 2 days for his next game.
PJ, is there anything you can do in the moment? Like, when you think back to yesterday and you could see they had that run at the start of the fourth and now you're down double figures and the time slipping away. What do you guys do in the moment? Because that situation may come up again, game one or not.
It's hard. It's hard to make adjustments in those periods. It's one of those things you try to make adjustments for, but it's on the fly. If we don't get a timeout, then all right, they ran this play a couple times back and forth. All right, we don't. A foul didn't happen, so we can't talk to each other as much and really figure out how we want to play things. So a lot of that's on the fly, and you got to kind of make it happen. I think as a team and whoever's on the floor, just the communication has to be better, and we've talked about that a lot as well. A lot of these things are things we've talked about a lot. We got to talk, figure out certain situations, what we want to do, who we want to send over for a double team, who we not want to switch on. Some of that stuff, I don't think people realize how hard it is to communicate and how hard it is to get on to the next play while having to run on the break and run offense as well and to think about when you get back on defense. So it's all on the fly. It all happens fast. So it's just communication.
Is that stuff you're talking about, is it even more difficult when you've got a group that's played really 4 games together?
For sure. That makes it, you just stack on all the things, all the adversities that go through in the game. And certain teams, it's different for every team. For us, not a lot of games been played. College is coming back. We'll play what stuff we want to switch. This is a lineup we've never played with before, and we're doing it the first time in the playoff game. All that stuff happens, and you got to deal with it on the fly. But at the same time, it's a huge game, one at home, and you got to figure it out. So game 2 will be the same thing. We'll deal with the same situations. I think we learned from a lot of stuff these next 2 days, today and tomorrow to get ready for Tuesday, but we'll be doing the same things. It's how we respond to them.
What do you think he has to do to make Kyle's life a bit easier? He seemed a bit frustrated.
I think we can play harder. I think we can play harder. I think we can run the floor on offense better. I think we can flow better. I think a lot of times Cal was getting out and pushing, and they were having people back, and we weren't back on offense yet. I think it's everybody getting the spots, cutting harder, screening harder, just playing harder, period, I think will make Cal's life a lot easier.
Getting your first taste of the playoffs, in what ways did the intensity, the atmosphere kind of line up with or not line up with what you expected?
I've said this a million times. Like, I don't. It's the same, man. Every game is the same to me. Yesterday felt like a regular season game. I know it's the playoffs, but I prepare the same exact way. I do the same things, and I think a lot of people do. I think the fans and everybody gets so hype about it. But as players, you know, you want to win every game, and every minute you go out there, you want to give it all you have. So for me, it's the same thing. I think the difference is, like, now we know we got this team again, you know, making adjustments, being able to fix things, and going in the same game with a different attitude and looking at things a little different way and making adjustments. So I think that's the biggest difference of the playoffs.
You said last week you were excited about that prospect of really focusing in on either an individual defender or a team in general.
Right.
Is it still your mindset?
Yeah, it is, because today we can watch film and see exactly how we played certain things and what we need to do different. A lot of it was stuff that we went through before, but now that we've actually played a game and guys have seen the little mistakes that we made that were very small. Everything we did yesterday was really small and subtle that most people watching basketball wouldn't see, but as a team, we know the things that we got to fix.